Hello and welcome back to the Finish Line, proudly sponsored by Hollywood Bets, the home of the Ferny Hollow counselling session meeting / let's. It's okay.
Dave,
There.
you had a slight head loss the other day, pal.
I'm done with anti-post betting. I'm done with horse racing. It's fucking
It ruins Cheltenham.
Not done with
Cheltenham's ruined.
Not done with horse racing, but fucking I'm done with anti-post betting, and that's a fact.
Oh, brilliant.
Stupid.
Please watch our anti-post preview, for which Dave has free tips, which will be on after this show.
That's in the context of the show.
Oh, yes.
Fucking stupid.
It's a tough one.
Actually, it was a shit week. That fucking trip to Dublin on Wednesday was a nightmare as well.
It just all went against you, Dave.
Bad week.
I was in that hospital, Tom, on Wednesday for 5 solid hours, just sitting there getting tests done.
Not fun.
It's like Ferny getting tests done on him.
And then by the time I got out, then I'm sure there's people watching, understand the traffic in Dublin. I'm sure there's some people in the comments that are from Dublin and whatnot. And I obviously have been in the hospital up there so many times now at this stage. I just wanted to get out at the time that I knew I wouldn't get caught in traffic. And I got out of the hospital, and that's right where Mountjoy is. It's maybe 3 miles, maybe a bit more to the M50. It took me 50 fucking minutes to get to the M50.
Then Ferny Hollow decided not to be in the Arkle anymore.
Then we were going up then to the Thyestes, and we couldn't really drink because Andrew had to drive because we had no...
What the hell in the name of God did that stop you drinking?
I wanted the same because...
My fault again. My fault.
Wasn't the same because you weren't drinking. And then the Thyestes was all right, but we probably broke even. We didn't win any money. Had another second in Franco de Port. Had him backed and had him in the double from the day previous. So that was another second, which is about the 50th second in January. And then on the way down, then Ferny Hollow, Glass Legs himself. Something to do with the horses I picked, because top of the game is the exact same.
And if people want to watch our recent anti-post video, you will see he's like the fucking Grim Reaper of anti-post betting.
I think we've the guts.
You've killed a lot of horses this year, haven't you? Well,
we've the guts of maybe.
Again, we've just recorded our latest anti-post video before this. Just watch it. And
you know, last year was the same because I had Ferny and She Wears It Well for the Supreme last year. Disappeared.
Killed them again this year.
And there was another one. There was 2 more. An Argamine that made Cheltenham. I had him.
Top
and Benny the Do. Never raced again.
You're literally the Grim Reaper of national hunt racing.
Yeah. And then, I don't know.
I'll just give my take on, the info and how it was relayed. So it turns out now that
he's been injured since Stephen's Day.
Hasn't been ridden out since Christmas.
Stephen's Day.
Yeah. And he did his first canter, to which I think that really wound a lot of people up,
Wound it up? I was fucking fuming.
Here we go again.
Fuming.
This is Wednesday. Oh, on the way back when we're driving back in the car. Oh, chatting, talking, then the news broke. It was like somebody died. There was silence in the car for like a half an hour solid.
This fucking thing went from 10-1 into 3-1 second favourite for the race next week. Not in a novice race, in the other fucking race. And
here we go.
He hasn't fucking been sat on. He hasn't been sat on since Stephen's Day. Oh, yeah, he came back injured, so he said he'd give him a few weeks off. 5 fucking weeks. And they ring him out once, and he's injured. Oh, I was fuming when I heard it. And he's just seen that. Yeah.
I didn't have a head loss, he says.
Today is the first day we sat on him and galloped him, and yeah, he's still injured. What?
And he'll be back next year.
You fucking lying swines.
He'll be back for the new veteran stage on the Saturday.
Lying swines. And he going from, it was actually 12 to 1, I think it was, into 3 to 1 second favourite for the race next week. That's not even an honest race.
He was so happy about that as well.
I thought he was
back to the tens for that race. Oh, it's gone into 3 lads. We're up to something here.
I know.
Oh, he's dead.
I actually love the horse. I think he's a lunatic. He's a perfect horse that I would like. And it's like, I can't wait to see him at Dublin Race Festival. No, sure, he's just sitting at home because they can't even ride him because he's so injured.
Like me.
I think the race of the Dublin Racing Festival, the Dublin Tracy got back for that. I think that was all. That was like Twitter and our group chat. And not to blame a certain person called Aaron in that group chat, but I'm going to blame Aaron in that group chat.
I'm filming now, and there are 11 cars outside. I'm actually going to go and say it.
Go on, I'll hold forth.
I need to calm down now.
This is the issue, right? And this is going to be my point, was how trainers can't win. Because you've got Willie Mullins, who said absolutely nothing, and he's perfectly entitled to say absolutely nothing. He doesn't have to tell anyone anything. And then you've got the opposite. You've got Henderson, who's like, didn't work great last week. We're going to see what we do, and then I'll make a decision near the time. And everyone's like, oh, he's and ahhing. Henderson comes out and says too much, and then Willie has come out and probably not said enough. It's a tricky old stove plant. It's a hard one. I don't know. Look, if you've got the Arkle favourite, maybe you should be saying that you're having a few problems with him for the whole month of January.
I think we might have to keep him clear of Willie Mullins now when we're up in the Dublin Racing Festival. We're like Ben Pauling all over again.
I still love
him. You ruined him.
The law of averages say that you're going to get a few get injured, but fuck me, I'm actually taking some hits the last 2 years. That was the one I didn't need. And I'm genuine, it's been a bad January. It's been a bad January with seconds and being let down in the last leg of accumulators and so on and so forth. It's like a dagger to the heart coming out from the testes in the car. I was like, I seen the thing, I was like, this, and I didn't say that to Andrew for like 10 minutes. Like, this better be a fucking joke, I swear, because I'm about to snap here now.
He went from talking to...
I've been very quiet, like.
It's like, yeah, right. There's stuff going on about Ferny. It better be not true now. If it's true now, I'm going to kill someone. Wow, what's going on here?
Genuinely, it stopped me. Stopped me texting women for like a half hour. I was so angry. Like,
I contemplated just crashing his side of the car to put me out of his misery.
And then this fella trying to make it sound better. You are just back Blue Lord. Back Blue Lord. So fuck off, like.
I even got your lovely.
Not going to make it any feel
I even
better.
got your lovely empty post double. All Blue Lord has to win, and then you go collect your money because who else did they put up? Blue Lord and someone else that'll win. Easy.
I think, joking aside, lads, I think this is another thing of a load of people saying he was in every anti-post accumulator, double, treble.
I'd have a nanny.
I'd hold tight on the anti-post accumulators, and I'd play very, very small stakes in those, and I probably wouldn't include one horse in every single one of your bets. It's not the wisest decision, I don't think.
Here we go.
And I was literally,
No,
I literally only said, I think it was last week, it had to be last Sunday, of the 3 novice chasers, and they're all bordering on even money. One of them will lose. One of them not going to fucking be there, so it's definitely not going to win.
You won't lose, though.
I still reckon one of the other 2 will lose as well. But there you go. A bad week. But
be better now.
Not really, because it was a bad week. I hope this week is better. I'm going to Dublin. Someone asked in the comments, are we going to Dublin Racing Festival? We are 100% going to Dublin Racing Festival.
2 days.
Tom thinks...
2 days.
Tom still doesn't trust me that I've organised the hotel correctly, so on and so forth, but he will apologise on Saturday.
Where are we staying?
In Leopardstown.
I will not trust Dave that he's booked the hotel correctly until I go up to the check-in desk and say, is there a room here under my name for the next 2 nights? And until they say yes, I will not trust that Dave has done it correctly.
Oh, brilliant. See that now? There's the thanks you get now.
Thanks, Dave, though. You have sorted this trip out for us.
Someone's calling me Mr. Potato Head in the comments. God.
Potato.
Oh,
that's illegal now, isn't it? You're not allowed to call them Miss Potato Head and Mrs. Potato Head. They got scrapped.
Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
Yeah, because it's Mr.
What is
and
it?
Mrs. and you're
It's-
not allowed
it's,
to differentiate by Mr. and Mrs.
Potato 1 and potato 2.
Jesus Christ.
No,
You can't say Mr. and Mrs. Yeah.
what the hell do you call it? Hi you and hi you too.
Probably is that. There you go.
Them.
Potato and that potato.
Yeah. Potato 1, potato 2.
The dino on the leash has to be going shortly. I'll bring the dinosaur on the leash. I will.
Oh yes.
I will 100% bring it.
Yeah. Everyone's
I
going to
love
think
it.
it's your stag do, Dave, and then we're just going to laugh at them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just it's his comfort Tyson Ferny got injured.
If you were any good now, you'd get one of the like the robes for the horses when they're racing, or when they win a race, and have Hollywood bets and the finishing line on it for the dinosaur on the leash.
I can actually get that done.
The
You're any
dinosaur
good.
is about this big, lads.
No, he's actually bigger than that, Don.
Is he?
Generally, yeah, he is.
Actually, my son has one. Oh, will I bring my
Wow.
one?
Yeah.
No.
I don't
Don't
know.
look like a fool.
Dinosaur on the leash is what the fuck? I'm calling him Ferny Hollow. All glass legs himself.
Supposed to be start talking about some talking points. Oh, should we done this one?
Yeah, we done Ferny yet.
We done that one. Right, Gowran Park. We start with Classical Green gets turned over at Gowran Park by Royal Kahala and a home by the Lee and Ashdale Bob. Does it put you off Cheltenham now? On Thursday, would have said after that it's chance to lose now. After Saturday now, it's Florence Porter's to lose. It's such an open race now, as we talked about it on our anti-post video. It's kind of who turns up on the day. Classical Dream's either going to win a minute or get pulled up or just not run his race. He doesn't really do much in between. He either wins really well or he spits out the dummy. Would it put you off from now if you're a Classical Dream backer?
I wouldn't be wading in it like if he was short, but if you're getting 8-9 to 1, I'm sure he wouldn't be too off put by the run, because he does tend to do that. I thought Gowran was in Super, Nick, on Thursday, the course itself.
It was.
So big shout out, because I think that was the first day they had a crowd back in a
It
long
was-
time.
We've never, of all the years we've been to Triestes, we've never had a day like that.
We've been to the Estes a few times. It was extremely busy and good to see crowds back and everybody having the buzz.
Just
So on
under
and so forth.
11,000 graced the mighty Gowran Park.
But yeah, I don't know. The stairs is looking very open. Same for really the last few years. It never, since the days of big bucks, I don't think.
But it actually looks like it has the quality now for it to be considered
Yeah.
one of the championship races.
It looked for a long time that Paisley would mop it up for a good few years. And I'm sure we got onto him. I'm sure anybody that's backed him at big prices is delighted with him. But yeah, look, it's Florence Porter for me. I thought he should have been favoured all year. He's the defending champ. He would have won that day, bar a silly fall. Showed that was, that was gone at Christmas. He's right there with Classical Dream. The right ratings, the right races. He's put away now to Cheltenham. I'm sure they'll ride him from the front, and it'll be like catch me if you can, like last year. I think he was 11 to 1 in the anti-post, and I put him up. He should have been favoured all year, 3 to 1. He's around that now. So
Even
it's
at
the right
that,
price.
on Thursday before Classical Dream ran, I think he was still at 8
Yeah,
to
he
1
was
in the
still
place.
I think the market, because of Champ and Classical Dream being beaten, has figured itself out, and I'm sure Florence Porter will be their favourite kind of going into the race now.
Like looking at him, Tom, you're not kind of going into the stairs kind of guessing what's he going to do as in form-wise around Cheltenham, because he's won a Supreme Novice Hurdle at Cheltenham, so he's going to act on the course anyway. It's just a matter of writing off that run. It might have been too close to his last run at Christmas time, and look, it is Classical Dream. He has a tendency to throw in a wobbler every now and then.
Yeah, I on the condition that somebody confirms his well-being, which I don't think anybody's going to do
Yeah.
unless he's asked. I don't think
They have
Willie's
to-
going to come out.
They'll have to sit on him first, Tom, as well, to make sure, like, you know.
Willie's not going to come out in his Unibet blog and say how Classical Dream is. So I think somebody's going to have to ask him. But as long as he's okay, which would be a question mark, and I wouldn't be convinced that he is yet until I hear it, then I would be happy to put a line for it if all is well. Gowran was fantastic the other day, but that ground was tacky, gluey, rotten kind of ground. Like the groundsman was saying, or the manager was saying the day before, like, God, they'd have loved a shower of rain just to open it up. It just has not rained here in so long. There are a few of them that didn't handle it, and I think I would be forgiving of Classical Dream on that. I think you're right, lads, is in he either bolts up or he comes nowhere. And I think that'll be the same going for the stayers. If you were backing him, for me, he's a win-only bet. He's either going to win or he's gonna tail, in my opinion. So, yeah, I don't know. We'll see what the next few weeks bring, but happy enough to put a line through it if he's all well and good and he turns up for Cheltenham.
Yeah, look, from his past record, I know the run we're kind of basing on his madness was at Ferny House, wasn't it? Where he decided to be a kamikaze pilot at one stage. Yeah, look, I for one would be happy just to write that off, given his kind of personality and persona of what he does.
He's an enigma.
He's an enigma. That's what he is. That's the word I was looking for. He's an enigma. So any Classical Dream fans, backers, I wouldn't be worried at all, because he could come up at Cheltenham and absolutely hose up, just like he did at Punchestown. So the dream is still alive. Right, moving on to Trieste itself. Longhouse Poet finally put it together, Tom. A horse that you've put up many a time, and probably in it. Come on Thursday.
The amount of times I put his horse up is a joke, really, isn't it? I think I put him up for an Albert Bartlett one year. Yeah, I look quite frustrating. I didn't put him up. I looked past him, but yeah, good to see him. Good to see him go and get the job done. Good for Martin Brassel as well. He's a hell of a trainer. He only has a small string on the Curragh, but by God, that guy can get the job done. I think he's an excellent trainer, and he deserves a lot more horses. Franco, who we gave a shout to, ran a great race in second. I thought he was going to win, jumping the last. Eclat pulled up, didn't look himself. But yeah, Longhouse Poet was good.
What do you think of him?
Yeah, I said it. I actually texted Andrew after this. Well, when we got home that evening, we were talking about the races, and then
He wasn't. He was just giving out by Ferny.
I was giving out the Ferny as well, but I actually like Longhouse Poet as well. But I backed him too many times. He's let me down too many times. I think the last day was at Limerick, and I was like, this race is just perfect for him. Limerick, the whole lot, and he was pouring it. But I texted Andrew, and we're saying about the 11,000 up there, all shouting and roaring. And I was like, yeah, and the only single horse they didn't shout and roar for was Longhouse Poet, because everybody just went kind of, clearly like, oh, he won. Fair enough. There was screams for Franco Report. There was screams for Escaria 10. There was screams for everything.
I think that was just me that stood next to you screaming for Franco the ball.
No, literally, when he won, it was just like kind of, oh.
He nearly took his little paddy cap off and he's roared this thing home.
It was literally like, oh, I'm not surprised that horse won, but like, I didn't back it because I've given up on it. But fair play. Dara has had a couple of bad rides in grade ones for the owner, so he probably was due a change of look. He earlier in the year, I said, and I don't mind Dara, but he gave some horses a couple of bad rides, so good for him. He was strong on him getting up, because the Willie Mullins horse jumped to the front. Franco jumped to the front, and he outbattled him, so fair play. He deserved a big pot, and he finally got.
What do you do with him next?
Irish Grand National.
Tom, any thoughts where you go next?
Yeah, I wouldn't rule out, or an English national.
Or English, yeah, but Grand National, I'd say.
Yeah, they were actually drawing a lot of comparisons, because the trainer had
Number 6, Valverde.
Number 6, Valverde. Yeah. Number 6, Valverde, who won that, and then went to the English national. So I think he could be one for that, I'd imagine.
Cool. Right, we're going on to Saturday. Pied Piper absolutely bolted up. Made possibly the best English horse look like an absolute mug. According to Davey, was it Davey? I didn't see the interview. Davey said that Phil Dore is the better horse.
Gordon said it as well. They said he kind of said they work somewhat together, and the other fella would be a couple of pounds better, as far as he can tell. Anyway, he was fairly honest and open about it, and I think they've said that all year. But to me, this looked so good because the English are so bad. Yeah. That's the only way. Like Pied Pipers, it was very impressive, sitting there swinging on the snaff. But those English juveniles are absolutely fucking useless.
They're so bad. They're
useless. I'm sorry to say it. And Andrew gives out about the English horses, and he's all Irish and all that. Like I would back some English horses.
I am.
I fancy some of the English horses at Cheltenham, but my good God, I was getting messages about ICO, the Paul Nichols horse, on Friday and Thursday. Like, that thing is a dog. The thing he beat at Kempton, I think, was beaten about 60 lengths the next time out. He came fourth or something. Mm-hmm. They're just not any good. Like, I'm sorry to say it, but
you're not sorry.
Someone said bar Porticello. Porticello is decent.
Porticello and Knight Salute are the best English ones.
Knight Salute is decent, but I mean, I'm a big fan of Knight Salute. Put them up a couple of times on podcasts, but the Irish juveniles are going to beat the English juveniles.
I mean, Porticello is a long-term prospect. He could be good in a few years. Tom, it's looking like it's on paper, it's a 2-horse race between the 2 Gordon Elliott horses. Like
I wouldn't go that far. I actually think Verborn, who Pied Piper beat at Punchestown, I actually think he'd have a hell of a chance. Maybe even reversing the form with Pied Piper. Some people, it's one of those. You talk to some people and like Verborn would definitely reverse the form. You talk to others and they say no, Pied Piper would definitely hold up the form. So I think the two of those are pretty evenly matched. Gordon was actually saying that I think he said they don't work together because they're different horses. He said, what's the other one? Phil Dore would be a bit more speedier than this, or this lad would be a bit more speedier than Phil Dore. But I would just hold fire on that, lads, because all last year, if you asked, like, Calixios, I thought it was actually really disrespectful, but when Calixios won at Leopardstown, Jack was like, oh yeah, Zanaheer's better than this lad. And all along, if you asked anybody, if you asked the dog in Gordon Elliott's stable, he would have said Zanaheer is way better than Calixios. And look what happened to Cheltenham. So I wouldn't, if you fancy Pied Piper, I wouldn't put you off him. He's also saying he's still in the Supreme. Jesus Christ, that would be a hard thing to do for a 4-year-old, to go and run him in what looks an absolute red hot Supreme. I wouldn't be a fan of doing that now at all. I know the owners own both of them, but if I was the owners and I owned both of those and they came up the Cheltenham Hill first and second, 10 lengths clear of the rest, I'd be bloody delighted. I'd run them against each other, definitely. I think Verborn has got a hell of a chance. ICO is really disappointed in. He was the one for me that if he was going to do anything against Pied Piper here, he would have been it. He was way too keen, way too keen. Knight Salute and Porticello are the best of the English. I think it could be an Irish 1-2-3 here if they all ran. Ikra Allen also runs at the weekend. Don't rule him out just yet. I still think he's a serious horse. And then obviously we've got Willie Mullins is going to win the Boodle half the track with Gaelic Warrior, so it's a clean sweep in the juveniles.
I know Tom has been kind of keen to take on Phil Dore all year, and I genuinely don't really look at the Triumph till February kind of time, but all the form leads back to Phil Dore.
That's what I was going to say.
It does. He
has the form right now is in the book as well.
Yeah, like again, there's been Irish fillies gone over to run juvenile races in England, and they're winning and placing, and all that form comes back to being battered by Phil Dore. He's not as flashy as what Pied Piper looked the other day. He doesn't travel like that.
But I think if he's the one that's going to be down for a battle, he's the one that's going to want it.
Yeah, Phil Dore is what you would consider maybe in another 2 years being probably a 3-mile chaser. He's big, he's kind of lazy, but at Christmas time he got a kick in the belly to try and go win this race, but then within 10 seconds he was 10 lengths ahead. So
he kind of reminds me of the marker of Champagne Fever. The way he wasn't flashy, but yet he was fast. He was fast enough over 2 miles. And was it my 10th Euros came up next to him in the Supreme one year, and he looked like he was going to bolt all over him, but he kicked in again. I think he's the kind of mold of horse that will love a horse that comes next to him, and he just want to keep going and going and going. To me right now, if at 16-5 for Hollywood Bets, I'd be on him right now. I know Piper was visually very good. The time wasn't good at all. The horses he beat were absolute dirt.
Piper was visually very impressive, but I imagine Phil Dore and Vauban would have beaten those horses
just
as impressive, yeah.
But that said, I also feel Ikra Allen and Vauban would probably have beaten those horses just as well. Yeah. I don't have much between the 4 of them now at all. It'd be interesting to go down next week.
I'm going to shove an exhaust pipe up the highest part of the hole now in a minute if you don't stop.
They're just revving cars outside. It just makes no sense. Like,
you can't hear it anyway. So.
I'm a Fast and Furious, Ballybeg. Right, moving on. Chantry House plods his way to victory. I know Nicky Henderson came out today and said, it was a trial, it's not the Gold Cup. If you are in a tail's length of Slotini, forget about it. He saw the hill and he got sick.
What's the bet that you have for your man in the comments? Is it
the place
in the Gold Cup?
He'll get fucking.
I think it's Ben. Ben in the comments said he got me on Twitter then, and I laid him. I think it was a tenner. If it's more, I'll check and I'll take it. But for Chantry House to place in either the King George or the Gold Cup, Ben, if you want to send the money over now, I'll probably give you €1 off or something.
10% discount.
As
Nicky Harris is in the trial. Now put this in context. If that was a football player coming over for a trial, it's not the World Cup final, it's a trial. Get the fucking back on that plane. He was dirt.
It's terrible. There is nothing good to take out of the performance. I suppose he won the race, but making heavy weather. Beating Santini and
do you know the worst thing I heard afterwards? The worst thing I heard, I can't remember who said it now, and that will tell you that I don't really care who it was who said it, but they said they would actually give Santini more chance of placing in a Gold Cup than Chantry House, and he was the one to take out of it. Be the Lord Jesus.
Who said that?
So you know some bookies cut him like 2 and 4 points after that race. Like they actually coming from 16s to 14s and so on and so forth. It was terrible. It was just really bad. He didn't jump well.
He's 16s.
The only positive, if you're a Chantry House fan, is
that he finished the race.
And he definitely will stay. I have no idea how this horse won a march last year because he's so slow. It's unbelievable. He'll stay, but he's going to be so far back that he'll probably stay and end up in the Fox Hunters race if he's still going.
He's jumping the last device we starting. What the hell have this thing over here? Nicky!
How he won that march, Dave, was because everyone ran scared of Envoy Allen, and then Envoy Allen fell, and it was a shit race after that. So,
yeah, pretty much.
Shout out though!
It was Dan Skelton to try to turn it into the bloody King George Sprint or whatever they're called. King Stan, sorry.
I remember arguing with Mitchie about Esparderama. He was going to beat him at Aintree when he fell as well. And I'm positive he wouldn't now. The thing is he's so slow. It's unbelievable. I couldn't believe what I was watching Saturday. I was like, this is Santini in a JP jersey. What the fuck is going
on? Shout out to JP. This was his 4,000th winner. That's an incredible feat.
So, also, shout out to JP for the lovely momentum he sent to me.
Where's mine?
He wins the next one. Oh, He
when
sent us a lovely Tipperary crystal clock with Istabrack engraved into it.
us, I didn't even.
You don't work for Hollywood Bets? I
He
do.
didn't even send me a picture. I was the one who gave him the prize. Like,
I work for them. You don't. You work for me.
I think Hollywood Bets is on my top, right there.
I think we all work for Hollywood Bets.
Yeah, we all don't get the prizes from JP though. I didn't get none.
It was in my name.
I
It's
didn't-
into my house.
Tom, I didn't even get a picture. Not even a Snapchat.
I'll send it to you when I get home.
Too late now.
I have it on my phone.
First
actually,
I've
so.
heard of it. As
You got
well.
a lovely letter as well. It's fantastic.
Thanks, Dave, for
Thanks.
looking after me at the races. Scratched out. Andrew wrote in the top of it.
Andrew pays the bills. Anywho, we don't.
There's Ben in the comments now. Third to Shishkin, 1 of March. His chart form is 13311. We will see dicks.
Ben, here's your chance. Double your stake if you want. I'll even give you 6-4 that he's placed in the Gold Cup. Absolutely no chance. If anyone else wants that, feel free to give me a shout.
Oh man, Tom, you're definitely sitting in Alfie's on a Friday at Cheltenham because I can't wait to see this if Chantry House places.
Brilliant.
I will fall over with the laugh.
Me and you with the phone now. Please go on. Please go.
There's Twilight. You're right, Dave. You're just a pawn in the game of life. I feel it. I feel used now, to be honest. I used my pictures and got no trophy.
Did you get paid?
Yeah.
Shut up then. Jesus Christ. You can't get good staff these days.
I think Nicky should run Chantry House over 2 miles to sharpen him up.
2 mile bumper.
Oh, Jesus, the poor horse.
What's your 1, 2, 3 in the Gold Cup then, lads? Well, all I'll tell you is Chantry House isn't in the first 5.
It's going to be an Irish 1, 2, 3. It'll be, I don't know what order it'll be. It'll be Aplutar, Galvin, and Melalindo.
I still think Protector out of place.
It won't. The problem he has is the fella on his back.
If it's me saying he'll place, he'll be injured.
That's true.
Album Photo will even beat Chantry House.
Yes.
Yeah, I would choose Album
Yes.
Vote over Chantry House, yeah.
Album photo was placed
Okay with
10th
that.
one. Tornado Flyer would even beat him.
I don't rule out Tornado Flyer running on in the Gold Cup, I'd say, for a place.
Yeah.
There's a good question.
You'll have to back him the weekend, Tom, if he runs.
Michael put in
Maybe.
on Michael's question there. Rachel's obviously going to ride. I say
Pluton.
obviously Pluton. Who rides Melalindo if they won't leave Jack riding?
Jack will ride him. Jack will ride him.
What if they put Delta work in and just annoy Henry?
Enough.
That's the biggest
Enough
heap of
of that
shit.
horse.
Yeah, I know. It's the biggest heap of shit, but that's
No.
what he done the last time.
No. He needs to join Tiger Road over the cross-country fences.
Oh, that would be so...
And Sam Crow.
Imagine him on a cross-country course.
Yeah, and Sam Crow.
You can't jump conventional
It's
fences.
the Ryanair Brigade.
Here's that. Someone's just added the horse in that I put up on the lads show the other day. Melon.
Yeah,
Do
I
not
saw that.
rule
Yeah,
Melon
I
out.
saw it.
What?
I watched it. Yeah.
Did you put Melon up?
He hates Melon.
He's
You
a
hate
100.
You hate Melon. You
What?
every time I put Melon up, you throw your eyes up to heaven and give out.
I was shocked, Tom. I have to say.
Fraud.
You're
You
a
sit on a throne of
You're a
lies.
scam artist, Tom, of the highest order now.
Wow.
Lads. Melon is 100 to 1. Chantry House is 14 to 1. Who are you backing each way in the Gold Cup?
None of them.
No.
I'm trying to talk his way out.
I
The politician isn't coming out there.
I tell you who I'm backing. Gosh.
What a legend. Oh. Anyway.
I'm getting slagged for Chantry House and you put up Melon.
One is 100 to 1. One is 14 to 1.
One will be 8, one will be 9th.
I don't rule off Melon being like in the first 4 in that Gold Cup, lads. I'm telling you. Second,
Are you gonna
Sorry.
be explaining about the preview now?
Oh yeah, the preview night. Strangle people if they don't start doing what I ask them to do. I'm going to say it now, and I'm going to put pressure on the people I meant to sign this off last week.
Uh-oh.
It is on. Wait, I get
I'm about to get sacked, Tom.
It is on March the 3rd in the Tower Hotel, Waterford.
I get my hair cut that day.
What here? Starting at approximately 7:30, 8-ish. Right, the hold up is. I'm not telling you what the hold up is actually. So it's us three.
Seen that comment now.
It's us three. Gavin Lynch. I'm just working on 2 more to be announced.
That'd be 6.
And it's
Who's MCing?
moi.
Oh, okay, very good.
Lovely.
And I just need to Jamie Moore. I just need to see can he get over? Is he riding that on the day?
This is the first Jamie Moore's ever heard about this. Now you can guarantee it.
Yeah, it is. It's in his contract, so tough. And then people in the UK. Where's Waterford? People in the UK. This is nearly confirmed as well. We will be attending Cheltenham Festival preview night in Brentford Community Stadium, also known as Brentford, where they play football, and London Irish for them rugby fans. That is happening next month, the end of next month. Not 100% sure on the date, but nearly have it sure. So you'll see all that once it's announced. Jamie Moore's definitely at that one.
I don't know if I make that one.
That's sacked.
It's not. Sure, I have to get
I
this
know.
operation on my neck.
I'll be there. I'll be there. If there's free booze, free drink, free flights, I'm there.
I actually want to go to that, but I still don't have a set date for when I will be out of action. So.
Yeah, I'll find out more about that as well. Yeah, once I know more about that, it's all going to be 100% sorted next week. I'll probably know tomorrow because we're having calls about it tomorrow. Paul Smith, get Mikey Fogarty. Yeah. Anyway.
Anyone like to type in the score in the Chiefs Bengals game there for me and Tom? I wanted to be a surprise.
Right. Now we're moving on. Paisley Park takes off the proverbial roof of Cheltenham. Lads, it's the only time I had to explain to Kate why I was shouting a home horse that I didn't back.
You back champ, didn't you?
I didn't back Anton on it. Hand on heart didn't back Anton on it because I champed for the stairs. I just watched it. And I didn't back champ. You can look through my bet slips from Saturday. I did not back champ. It was one of the best stories you'll see, and how in the name of God he won after giving him 15 lengths. Explain.
I can't explain. It's just one of those things that happens in racing. It was a
7-3 to the Chiefs, Dave.
Oh, nice. Who scored the touchdown, please? Just one of those good moments in racing, like when Sprinter came back and Tiger Roll winning last year. It's just deadly. Hello, I liked it, enjoyed it. It's everything that jumps racing is all about.
It was at the corner, Tom, when the camera angle changed. He's nowhere in sight. And the second the camera hits the home straight, you see this big black yoke just coming siding through horses. Like, go on, Paisley. Go on, Paisley.
Someone said there about everybody be saying he needs heavy ground. Yeah, I never thought that Paisley Park needed heavy ground specifically. Like, that wasn't heavy the other day, and he seemed back to himself. I don't know if he would win the stairs again. I doubt it now, but sure, look, I'm sure people have great prices and fair play to them.
Yeah, I did an Andrew as well here with Siobhan. I had the racing on. I backed a couple of winners, and the most animated I got was by far Paisley Park. And she was like, "Which one are you on?" And I was like, "None of them." She was like, What?
Liar.
What is wrong with you? And yeah, when the camera angle changed, I just went, "Oh my God, Paisley Park!" And that was it. Then and just started roaring up the hill. I was absolutely fantastic to see. Just such a shame Andrew Gemmell couldn't be there in person to welcome him in. Apparently he's not too well at the minute, but yeah, no, I was absolutely fantastic. And look, when Aidan Coleman talked you through his form, it makes a little bit of sense. Like, he needed his first run of the season. They rode him the wrong way at Newbury. Ascot then, is probably not exactly his track, and he still ran a cracker. And then he's back to Cheltenham, where, in fairness, he normally runs well. Like, he was third there last year, only beaten 5 lengths to Rowan Porter. So I'd
He's won that
actually
race
agreed.
3 times now, hasn't he?
Yeah, I actually agreed with Sam on the show that I thought soft ground would slow things down for him, and he was like 33 to 1, I think. So I didn't think that was a bad each way bet, but I think now he's getting a bit short. Some of the cuts this weekend for races at Cheltenham after horses winning were an absolute piss take. But yeah, look, he is what price? He's 7 to 1. It's fair. He's going to have a
8
chance.
to 1 with Hollywood bets, Tom. 8 to 1 with Hollywood bets.
8 to 1 with Hollywood bets. Happy days. Oh, look, I think it's one of those. No matter what bet I'm getting a little bit better. No matter what bet you have on at Cheltenham in the Stayers Hurdle, if Paisley Park jumps the last in front, you're going to start screaming on Paisley Park. I know I am anyway.
Yeah.
And it would be absolutely fantastic. It was like
look, on the day you probably back him just in case. Just to have
I won't back him because I won't need to. I'll be as happy as if I had a tenner on him or if he wins anyway. And it reminded me of Sprinter Sacra coming back. Like that was unbelievable. And it's another one of those. I'd love to have been there for it, just to see him turning in and then the crowd start roaring. And it was absolutely brilliant there. Yeah.
Nijinsky asked for one in the Stayers, and maybe one that is a bit obscure. I genuinely think Royal Kahala has a right good chance now. You'll probably get double figure price on her even on the day. And I'm telling you, Tom, again, it's she needs heavy ground. I just think she can go through the heavy ground and stay on in it. First time then running 3 miles the other day and clearly improve her. If she beat Classical Dream fair and square, then she's going to probably progress again. But I think Royal Kahala is a good shout. Florin Porter, most likely winner for me, but Royal Kahala would be my each way pick.
I'd still go to the mares if I owned Royal Kahala. Much easier race than this.
There's a lot. We've been seeing a lot of talk of people getting very giddy about Side of Burley lately.
Yeah, a lot of people are going from. Look, I wouldn't put anyone off anything in the Stayers. I would put them
off that
at this moment. But Florin Porter is the most likely winner for me.
It's 13-3 now, Dave.
I can see. Yeah, that's another touchdown.
I'd probably go Mellon if you went here.
He's not going to though, is he? He's chasing him.
Yeah, no, he's chasing him. Look, she's out the top. What 6? You're finding it hard. Oh, I don't know. I right now I think if Florin Porter, Classical Dream champ, Paisley Park, Royal Kahala, any of the 4 then could win. I don't think Time Hill will win. I just don't. I think something's going to be better than him on today. I think anyone out of them could win. As of now, I don't know which one. Let's be honest. Right. I think we touched on this already. Statler National Hunt Chase Bound. Won today. Won well. I say I won well enough. Looked like he needed every yard of the trip. Looks tailor-made for it now. Looks Patrick's choice. When we said he's going there now. The one they all have to beat?
Yeah, I would say so. He's probably the right favourite. Didn't travel or jump as well as the last day. It was around Ferny House. But the way he battled, he looks all the world like the step up and triple suit. I think he's the right favourite anyway. Give him a good chance.
Is there... Tom, is there a question about him staying? I know he's over fences now. He was, what was he, 5th or 6th in the Albert Park last year, going off. I think he went off near the top of the markers. He looked like he needed every yard of it today, but is there still question marks that the extra trip might find him out?
Yeah, he was 4th in the Albert Bartlett last year, and he travelled like a dream and just didn't look like he stayed. I can see this lad being too keen in Patrick's hands in this race. He didn't jump fantastically today, and they've gone from Ferny House, where I know he made his own running and it wasn't as good of a race, but it wasn't a gimme race at all. That was over 2 mile 5, and I actually think that's more of his trip, to be honest. I think he's a bit like Allaho, that you think he's a stayer, but he's actually better just let rip at that middle distance. I would be concerned about him for the National Hunt Chase. I would worry about him staying up that hill, and I'd worry about him being too keen and running his race before they even get to the hill, to be honest. I think there's a few in there to beat it. I've actually put one up for our anti-post video. I won't ruin that on everybody. I'll let you watch that afterwards. But I think there's a bet in that National Hunt Chase that is a lot better at the price than Statler at 5-2.
Right, there's enough questions about him for you to even consider taking a 7-2 on him.
Yeah, I'd take. I mean, what is it? He's 7-2 Hollywood bets, yeah. Yeah, I'd just be taking him on. You've got Farrick Delen and One Wild Fred. This was my other angle into this race. Was I said on the other video there, Capodanno needs to qualify, so I don't think he's going to run. You're also looking at some of the top horses. The market is Statler, Run Wild Fred, Gigginstown horse, Farrick Delen, Gigginstown horse. Capodanno probably not going to run. 3 under through 5, Vanillier, and then Fury Road, Gigginstown horse. So out of the top 7 there, Gigginstown have got three of them. I can't see them running all of them in that race.
Mm-hmm. They rarely run any of them in the race.
What's that?
They rarely run any of them in the race. Tiger Rollers run it. They generally run their 3-mile chasers in the RSA. The owner doesn't like the race. He thinks it bottoms out horses. So
yeah, I think Fury Road. I don't think Fury Road will run here at all. Right. I think Run Wild Fred will run here, and I think that's probably because they think he's a good handicapper, but he probably is a handicapper, a good one, but they're probably still a handicapper. And Farrick Delen, they were massively sweet on him at the start of the season. I wouldn't bet my bottom dollar that he runs here either. So when you're looking for each way angles into the race, then when you're putting lines for a lot of those horses, I think you're giving yourself a hell of a chance.
Yeah, it's fair. It's a very open race when you start looking into it, because, as you said there, Run Wild Fred is probably one that will run. 7-2 on Statler after you probably question his staying power. Farrick Delen, will they run 2? Probably not. 300-5, as far as I know, was going to the Brown Advisory, because the owners want Adrian Heskin to ride him.
I think that was Adrian Heskin saying he should definitely go for the Brown Advisory. That's definitely the race for him, because he can't ride him.
He work for himself.
I put up one in the empty post video, and so did Tom, and they'd be the 2 I'd be looking at anyway. I think Statler is probably right to be at the top of the market, but I'd be going for an outsider anyway.
The other thing I just want to throw out there, because I looked at the stats and I forgot to bring it up in the other video, but you think this is a race where everyone goes Willie Mullins, Patrick Mullins. They've only won it twice. I think I can't remember when Patrick first rode in it now, but he's only won it twice. And for a race where, his dad has so many novice chasers, and you think, you got a very good jockey, you put them in this. It's not the best record in the world, put it that way.
It's the Jamie Call, Gordon Elliott bonanza.
Gordon's got a better record than Willie in this.
Yeah.
Interesting to see what jockeys are on more horses.
You presume Jamie be on Run Wild Fred if he goes there.
I genuinely don't think he'll run.
Don't you?
No, I think he's
Run Wild Fred, really?
Yeah, I don't think he'll run.
The lads are frozen again. I have no idea if I am still live. There was a problem with the camera earlier, so I have just texted them. Not a clue.
Hey!
We're back.
What about?
I was like, I have no idea if I'm still live here or not.
Another glitch in the matrix that we fixed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I just don't think they'll run him, Tom. Yeah. Same last year, they pulled him out of Cheltenham. I don't know. Something tells me they won't run him.
I think On the Ropes might be an interesting one. He ran an all right race, and there's Jesse's there, stayed on well at the end. He's been in the kind of big races this season. If the race cuts up, he could play a part. But look, it's a race where I won't go near until I know who's running it.
I have a funny feeling if the day goes badly for punters, they'll pile into Statler. He'll be favourite, and you'll have something at 16-1 win. And then you look at the form and go, I should have seen that. That thing was going to stay all day long, and Statler is not going to stay.
Somebody just put in a great comment there. I said, I'm not sure if the guys are frozen or what's going on. And Neil Adam Morris says, they froze like Petit Mouchoir did when Jack Kennedy realised he was about to fuck up his handicap mark for the festival.
You run today? I didn't see any race today.
Yeah, he was about last. He was straight to the county hurdle, I'd say.
Is it?
Yeah, I'd say.
Second and last year.
Yeah.
He's a horse that loves Cheltenham. That's it, I think. Few questions from the audience, so do your business.
Someone asked if I'm still fancying Dino Blue for the Mayor's Novice. Yes, I am. I think she's a right good chance.
I'd forgive Brayside if he turns up for the 4 miler, I presume.
Yeah, he probably stay anyway. You have to find a horse for the 4 miler. You need a horse that 100% stays. Some of the classier ones just don't get the trip. Carefully Selected is just the finest example ever. He just
does too much, wastes too much energy, doesn't see out the trip.
I think Tom might be right about Statler as well. He'd probably be a bit too keen.
Do you know what I think people are getting carried away with this race? They're kind of, people are getting in the notion that, it's always won by a classy enough horse now. I think on the back of the race where Native River was in
Manila
Rocco, there was a few good horses in that one, Tiger Roll. But after that, you look at last year's one.
They all stay extreme.
They're all real, like doors, stairs. They're not real. There's no real. The class ones, I say class ones, the better horses usually get out stairs. Oh, was it the yellow one?
Galvin.
Yeah, Bar Galvin. Well, obviously, take that back from last year. Before
he's
that,
still a dour stayer. Gordon had an obscure
year
horse
before that
before.
Was
LeBroy won it, an absolute dour stayer. Tiger Roll, as much as I love him, he's a dour stayer. He's won over 4 miles. He's won Grand Nationals. Numerous other horses.
Chicago Grey.
Yeah, they're all just
real stays out now. Plotters.
Yeah, they're plotters.
One I'll throw out to you when I was going through the race that I looked at. Now it hasn't run since November, so that's why I didn't put it up.
Ravenhill, that's the one. Yeah, sorry, Tom.
Is Does He Know Kim Bailey's horse?
Is he not a big talk for the handicap again?
He could be. He hasn't run since November. He's entered in the National Hunt Chase, but it'd be interesting to see where he goes. But he is one to keep an eye on. His Cheltenham form is good. And yeah, I wouldn't rule him out of something either. If you go up to Morgan Walton, 852.
52. This one?
Yeah, this was the first horse down on my ones to follow for Cheltenham list. Fleur ran a cracker last year. Won at the weekend. The best piece of commentary I think I've ever heard. As he made a mistake at the last. He said he jumped it like a bag of hammers. It's just hilarious. If you haven't watched it, go back and watch it. It's brilliant. But yeah,
Jerry Hannon is brilliant best.
What's that?
Jerry Hannon is brilliant best again.
Yeah, Jerry Hannon at his best. Yeah. But yeah, Fleur for me. Keep an eye out for that for Cheltenham.
Dino Rex, are we doing a Dublin Racing Festival preview? Yeah, we're doing it live on Wednesday.
Class.
Yeah.
We're doing it live.
I didn't know that either, Andrew.
Whereas I love that sound. Dino Rex, are you going to Dublin Race Fest? Yes, we are. I've seen one there. Lucky 15 for the festival. 1 Mullins, 1 Henry, 1 Gordo, 1 Nicky. That's a great question.
Tiger Roll.
Gordo.
Look at Tom. Tiger Roll, Nicky, Jesus.
Well, Shishkin for Nicky.
I want something that's not just a favourite. Like,
That's about the only thing he has.
Well, give me another one, Dave.
Jambon or Constitution Hill.
no, I'll go for the horse in the Ballymore walking on air. Mullins, let's go El Fabiolo in the County Hurdle.
Okay.
I do fancy that. And one Henry Manella Indo.
Thomas.
Henry, I'm just going down the straight narrow route here. Henry, I'm going Bob. Nicky, I'm going Shishkin. Mullins Dysart Dynamo any race. And Big Gordo.
Say it, Tom.
Do it.
Say it.
Do it.
Absolutely
Do
no
it.
chance. Am I saying?
Say
Oh, Big Gordo is Dunboyne for the Temps.
How unoriginal.
Dodger. Mullins. Hello. These are going to be shorties. Henry, the only one that I'm certainty that will win, Honeysuckle. Gordo, the Tiger. Nicky. Shishkin's only really one I think probably win.
There you go. 4 short ones. Well, 3 short ones and the Tiger.
Tiger will bump it up for you. Russell, we're going to both days. We'll be there both days at the Dublin Racing Festival.
Saturday and Sunday. Looking forward to it. Get this week out of the way now. Going home, go to bed, go to sleep.
Do you ever know when you're going away somewhere, you're just in the holiday mode and you just don't want to work all week? I'm in that mood already.
I'm a busy week ahead of me. Going home, watch the end of this NFL, sleep, get through work this week. Dublin Racing Festival.
Yeah. Can't wait. On that note, we are going to finish up. And as Dave told us right now, we are doing a live Dublin Racing Festival preview on Wednesday. So we're live at 8 o'clock. Yeah, that's all I know about that so far.
Nice one, Dave.
You're welcome, Tom.
That's a good idea, though. Yeah, we'll do that live at 8 o'clock on Wednesday. Need to get graphics done for that now. Put up tomorrow. So until then, have a good rest of the week. Enjoy the build up to the Dublin Racing Festival. And we see you live at 8 o'clock for the Dublin Racing Festival preview. And if we don't see you then, we'll see you Saturday and Sunday at the Dublin Racing Festival. We'll be the lads with the little dinosaur with him. You have to bring Dino Dave.
I will.
Anyway, until then, we will see you Wednesday live at 8 o'clock for our Dublin Racing Festival.